Good evening, I'm Melanie Hunter.
And I'm Elliot Lawrence. Thank you for joining us tonight on WAAT News.
We specialize in news for the African American teenager, and we begin tonight with a movie with major implications for young people.
The movie is Boys in the Hood. There has been violence outside many theaters showing the film, but the film's director says that's not the message he's giving in his movie.
It's realistic, it's emotional, it's Boys in the Hood. John Singleton's first movie venture is a 90-minute look into the lives of two families living in the dangerous concrete jungle of South Central L.A.
We got a problem here? We got a problem, nigga?
Can we have one night where there ain't no fight, nobody gets shot?
John Singleton really paints a great picture with an excellent script and great acting.
I wanted to do something about a man, right? A black man that takes his child, his male child, and teaches him the foundations of what it is to be a man.
The movie stars Larry Fishburne and Cuba Gooding Jr., who give great performances as a very seldom seen close father and son.
Pick Chris up.
Also,
I was punk might start tripping.
That's a brutal Chris up. Also, I was very surprised by an exceptional performance by rapper Ice Cube.
Everybody in South Central Los Angeles is not killers or murderers and things like that. Anybody can become a victim. And this movie shows you that today's bad guy is tomorrow's victim.
I'm going to give this movie 4 stars because I was really impressed with it. It didn't try to sell itself solely on violence like New Jack City did. Also, I saw something I hardly ever see in movies these days, a positive black father and a positive black son.
Hey, yo, Q, watch out, mother...
Our next story also involves fighting, but it's organized combat. It's called war. With most of our troops just back from the Persian Gulf, there's a battle raging in the U.S. Should women be allowed to fight in wars with men? Reporter Nicole McGuire has the story.
According to Newsweek magazine, 35,000 females participated in Operation Desert Storm, 6% of the total number of U.S. troops. 11 women died during the war, but not in combat missions. Now the war is over, and Congress has allowed women aviators to fly fighter planes. Should women be allowed to have the same responsibilities as males?
I think they should if they feel that they're qualified. You know, if they want to do it, I think for women it should be an individual choice.
America should take the lead to allow women to take on greater and greater responsibility. But let us do it in a careful, methodical way so as not to make mistakes.
Another issue is whether women should be allowed to fight side by side with men on the battlefield. Would you want your daughter, your mother, or a pregnant woman forced to fight in the war?
No, because I feel that there are too many risks. And I'm not being sexist when I say this, but in a war situation, a traumatic experience may complicate the pregnancy.
Again, I think that that should be an individual choice. I don't think pregnant women should be allowed in combat because of the fact that their lives are at danger and they're carrying a child, and the child shouldn't be brought into a situation such as that.
Many people question whether women can handle war emotionally as well as physically. Do you feel that women are capable of handling any situation under any circumstance?
Well, this is 1991, and these women have proven themselves in the Persian Gulf.
Though the debate over women at war will continue to go on for future years to come, the Gulf War has set the standard that women can do well in combat situations. Nicole McGuire for WAAT.
Thousands of people from across the country are gathering this week in Pittsburgh for the Progressive National Baptist Convention. As Nia Johnson reports, religious leaders from all over the country will attend.
It is the largest convention ever to be held in Pittsburgh. From around the country, over 10,000 delegates and their families are predicted to attend. Noted leaders of the African American community, such as civil rights leaders Wyatt T. Walker and the Reverend Jesse Jackson, Health and Human Services Secretary Dr. Lewis Sullivan, the Reverend Leon Sullivan, author of the Sullivan Principles, and NAACP President Benjamin Hooks are in attendance. According to Reverend Dr. Charles G. Adams, president of the PNBC, many pertinent issues will be discussed.
We intend to speak about the economic condition of our inner city life here in America and the deterioration of our industrial base, such as has been witnessed here in Pittsburgh and in other parts of the Rust Belt.
Preparation for the convention has been going on all week.
So we are here to praise God, but also to get energy from God to confront our common problems.
One of the other issues that will be addressed will be the nomination of Clarence Thomas to the Supreme Court by President Bush and whether the PNBC will support or oppose it. The convention lasts through August 9th. Nia Johnson, WAAT TV News.
One Baptist minister from Pittsburgh has been on a crusade of his own. Reverend Gregory Green is battling the war against drugs in the Hill District, and as Charmaine Webb reports, hundreds are willing to help him.
Reverend Green from the Powerhouse Church of God in Christ spoke Sunday at Carnegie Mellon University for a news conference with the Pittsburgh Black Media Federation. Reverend Green spoke with other influential community leaders and asked city officials, if 100 niggas stood on the corner in Squirrel Hill, then would you do something about it? Although drug addicts need treatment programs, Green also said that drug dealers need to be put in jail and feel the swift arm of the law, no matter what it takes. Green feels there needs to be action.
We will continue to have anti-drug demonstrations as we have had in the community, and if necessary, we'll go back downtown as we did in April.
Green stated 60% of the people in the Hill District are at or below the poverty level, and there is a need for money in order to survive. Reverend Green was raised in Harlem and as a youth used drugs. He joined a church in his junior year in college and says he was saved by Jesus. As a result of his childhood, Green says he leads anti-drug demonstrations and forms organizations to help fight crime in the Hill District. Green also stated the black church should make an impact on the black community. This is Charmaine Webb for WAAT News.
Thanks, Charmaine. You know, Elliot, we've been having some nice weather.
Yes, but will this good weather last? Let's go to Claudia Pendleton to find out.
The overcast skies this week won't be clear enough for stargazing, but it will be good for those farmers who welcome the mild weather and the showers we will have the next week. Now on to our forecast. Our forecast for today was breezy and mild with a few sprinkles, but mainly on the dry side. The actual temperature today was a comfortable low of 68 degrees with a moderate high of 79, which was very close to the normal low of 62 degrees with the warmer high of 83. The current temperature at Pittsburgh International Airport is 78, with mostly cloudy sky conditions and 12-mile visibility. The humidity level is 60%, surface winds are at southeast and 14 miles per hour, and the barometer is 30.00 mercury and falling. Okay, let's move on to the satellite maps. The satellite map shows some cloud coverage over the East Coast and down through Florida. Another cluster of clouds has fallen over the Great Lakes and Erie area and will be over our city later on tonight. Well, the National Weather Survey site shows some rain down through the East Coast, the northeast of the Great Lakes, and a little south of Pittsburgh near Maryland. The map shows a frontal system from the northwest is heading east, bringing showers and thunderstorms to our area. Now let's take a look at our forecast. Tonight will be mostly cloudy, mild, with scattered showers and a possibility for thunder showers later on in the evening. We should reach a comfortable, pleasant low of 66 degrees tonight. Tomorrow should be partly cloudy with the possibility for AM showers, which may scatter throughout the day, so don't forget your umbrellas, folks. The high of 80 degrees and a low of 61 should prove to be great weather. The next few days should be a nice change from the 90-degree weather we had last week. So enjoy it while you can, folks. Back to you, Melanie and Elliot.
Spike Lee's newest film, Jungle Fever, has started the age-old debate over interracial relationships and drug abuse in the black community. Reporter Dee Tipton spoke to one of the movie's stars about the movie's message.
Samuel L. Jackson starred in the box office hit Jungle Fever as the drug-addicted character, Gator.
Gator is a human being who wouldn't normally do the things that he was doing if it wasn't for the sickness of addiction. He has a good heart.
Welcome to the Taj Mahal, eighth wonder of the world.
Gator Mama wants to know where the TV is.
It's right here. Me and Bill smoking the color TV.
Jackson said he wanted Gator to be a real person, not just a caricature.
She looks good.
See, most brothers with white bitches, 9 out of 10, they don't never have them no penthouse pet. Most brothers be having them an outhouse pet. A dog, flies, fleas. See, but that don't work for the white boy, see. If a sister is on his arm, I guarantee you she be slamming. Boom, pow.
I really wanted him to be somebody's brother, cousin, uncle, husband, father, son, and I think I accomplished that through things that I've heard from various people.
Jackson is very interested in black-produced films and is very aware that they are under attack, like Boys in the Hood. Jackson commented on the violence that occurred outside the movie theater where Boys in the Hood was showing.
It doesn't start at a movie theater. All the violence going on in Boys in the Hood was going to happen whether they were going to see Bambi or going to see Boys in the Hood. If there's a crowd of people trying to get into a theater and somebody breaks a line, niggas gonna fight. If somebody steps on your foot, you gonna fight. If somebody looks at your woman the wrong way and looks at her too long, you gonna fight. If you got two different gangs there, they gonna fight. It didn't have anything to do with the movie.
Jackson also commented on the criticism of the use of violence in the movie.
The world is a violent place. People try to sugarcoat the world and make it seem like everything is nice and quiet and really cool where they are.
Jackson said, although the character he plays is a drug addict, he still considers himself a role model because he provides for his family. I'm D. Tipton for WAAT News.
The increasing number of black children in need of adoption is a big concern in Pittsburgh. Katina Claiborne spoke to the head of a local adoption agency.
I spoke to Azizi Powell, Executive Director of the Three Rivers Adoption Council, about the number of black children who are not adopted. Ms. Powell was extremely concerned with the statistics.
70% of the children in foster care are black. Now, 8% of the children in this county, but 70% of the children in foster care in Allegheny County are black, and 55% of the children that are available for adoption in this county are black. So obviously something is wrong.
Powell says the overabundance of black children in foster care or adoption programs is not the black community's fault.
Research has shown that African American families adopt at a higher rate. Legal adoption, going through foster and adoption agencies, child welfare agencies, they adopt at a higher rate than white families.
Powell believes individual commitments are what help solve society's problems and ensure the future of the world.
And I've had some phone calls, interestingly enough, I've had some phone calls from teenagers who have seen our TV or heard our radio spots, and they say, well, when I get older, I'm going to consider adoption. And that's something that I'm hearing more of, and I'm glad to hear that.
According to Ms. Powell, teenagers can further their involvement with the increasing problem of black children being brought into the foster care system by volunteering their time with something as small as passing out literature to give the public an awareness of society's problems. I'm Katina Claiborne of WAAT News.
The rising cost of a college education is also a concern in the Pittsburgh area. In fact, some students say the most expensive university in the city, Carnegie Mellon, may cause them to change their education plans.
At this time of year, when most college students are awaiting the arrival of the new school year, several Carnegie Mellon University students and students from other colleges in Pittsburgh will experience the results of tuition and fee increases. Carnegie Mellon, the most expensive institute in the region, has raised its tuition 9%. Duquesne University has experienced a 10% increase, Point Park 8%, and Pitt University 6%. Many students have been affected by the price hike. Although CMU provided financial aid for some students in previous years, they will find difficulty in obtaining money for college this fall.
We got some last year, but we're not receiving any this year.
I mean, I ran out of money, and I'm going to go take classes at Pitt now because I don't have any money left.
Walter Cathy, Associate Vice President in charge of Financial Resources at Carnegie, comments on tuition and financial aid.
This past year, we spent $11 million of tuition income for financial aid, going right back out as grants to students.
Although the increase has caused financial problems, Mr. Cathy feels it won't affect student attendance. The CMU administration expects as many as 1,230 students to show up this fall.
For the last week, all of the staff members at WAAT have been involved in a program at Carnegie Mellon University.
It is sponsored by the Pittsburgh Black Media Federation. Andre Woods has more.
PBMF, Urban Journalism Workshop, is a program that challenges young minds in 4 different fields of journalism: broadcasting, radio, print, and photography. The young people that are in this program, such as David Tipton and Nicole McGuire, believe that this program has helped them.
Yes, it's helped me decide on either of 2, radio or television, which I'm very interested in.
It has geared me toward my career choice, but I'm still undecided between whether I want to get into TV or radio.
2 of the teachers, Mr. Donald Hammonds and Ms. Charlene McWilliams, tell us what they want to get across to the workshop students.
I'd like to get across the point that students can be successful if they really apply themselves and if they take advantage of the assistance that's offered in the workshop.
It's important to understand all aspects of journalism and broadcasting and radio before you get into the actual business, so that you have an idea of what you want to do before you get into it.
So not only is this program helping the students in a journalism career, it's also giving the teachers the satisfaction that they are giving back to today's youth. This is Andre Woods reporting from WAAT News.
Now let's turn to the world of sports. The Pirates are losing a battle going on at Fulton County Stadium in Atlanta.
Tiffany Brown joins us with details.
Thank you, Melanie and Elliot. Pirate pitcher Doug Drabek and Tommy Clavens of the Atlanta Braves are competing for the Cy Young Pitchers Award. Tommy Clavens seems to be the top contender this year, although Drabek won the award last year. At the top of the 6th inning, the score is 4-5 in favor of the Braves. Now let's go to the ballpark. Gary Reedus, the first batter, started off the game with a home run, making the score 1-0. Doug Drabek gave up a 2-run double to Jeff Treadwood, tying up the game at 1-1. In the top of the 2nd, McClendis makes a solo home run. At this point, the game is 3-2. Greg Olson made a solo home run on Drabek at the bottom of the 4th. At the top of the 5th, the Pirates rally for 2, making the score 4-3. Jay Bell ties up the game with a single. Drabek just walked in the go-ahead run at the top of the 6th. In the second game of the doubleheader, John Smiley of the Pirates is 12-6, and Rick Mailer, who just returned to the Braves after a year in Cincinnati, is 1-4. Now on to the Steelers. Most of the Pittsburgh Steelers are in training camp. One notable exception is Terry Long.
Terry Long has been reportedly spending his time in the hospital trying to overcome his bout with steroids, which may have led to his recent suicide attempt. J.T. Thomas, a former Steeler who claims to have never used steroids, feels that they are a cop-out.
Steroids are an indication that people want to take a shortcut, and I learned a long time ago a formula, and that is shortcuts equal shortcomings. Is people unwillingness to make the sacrifice to be the best.
George Pankin, a former athlete who says that he refrained from using steroids, conducted a study on their effects. He studied past, present, and never-before users of steroids. He concluded that there was a higher rate of hostility and verbal aggression among present users.
Hostility and the verbal aggression are a concern because this type of aggression could lead to unpredictable behavior.
Larry Brown, another former Steeler who says that he never used steroids, believes that health should be the main objective for professional athletes.
No, it should not be justifiable in terms of a decision to use it when you compare your health and the rest of your life to a few years playing professional sports.
Banning steroids is the main objective among authorities in America. However, their foreign counterparts have taken the crusade one step further. For example, there are 22 sports colleges in the Soviet Union that specialize in steroid training and research.
Possibly, if America had more institutions like the ones in Russia, we could help athletes find healthier, more natural ways to get stronger, bigger, and faster.
That's all for now from WAAT News. Thanks for joining us. I'm Elliot Lawrence.
And I'm Melanie Hunter. Remember, we're African American Teen News.
Good evening.